Hi guys, today I present to you Mr. C. Surprise! He's back. He's agreed to do a little video for us. Not entirely sure what to call it, but it kind of looks a little bit like carnival glass. So I'm just going to go through the steps and Mr. C will follow my instruction. Alright, so what you're going to need is some Cernit, well I've got Cernit translucent, you can use any translucent, and I've got 8 equal squares cut out. This is a 1.5 inch square, but you can use any size. These are rolled onto a number 4 on my Atlas 150, 0 being the thickest setting, and over here I've got a sheet of translucent for the backing, and that's rolled out onto a number 2. You'll also need some alcohol inks, and we have Cernit alcohol ink, Violet Blue, Lizard Green, Grass Green, and Lagoon Blue rather. And we're also going to be using some of this Inka gold, and I've got this gorgeous blue colour, it's called Petrol, and I absolutely love it. I've never used it before, so I thought I have used it now, but prior to me doing my practice run I hadn't used it. This is extremely messy, by the way, it smears everywhere, but it's just such a nice colour. And a few little hints on Inka gold: it's better to use on raw clay. If you use it on baked clay, you would need to seal it because it will come off. On raw clay it won't. And another little tip as well that I got from Cindy Leach: don't dip your fingers in it because bacteria from your fingers will cause mould to form on the Inka gold. So use, I don't know, a gloved finger, or scoop some out with something, whatever, just so you don't put your fingers in it. You'll also need some kind of stamp. I'm just using this little wooden one. I got these from Amazon. I'll see if they're listed in my Amazon. If not, I will list. Excuse me. And also some embossing powder, and I'm using this opaque bright white from Wow. Oh, and also some Kato liquid clear, or just any translucent liquid clay will work. Alright, so first thing first, then grab your brush. Make sure you've got a wet wipe ready and some rubbing alcohol for cleansing. Alright, babe. Don't stop. Alright, take your first 2 squares. Now I've done them in 2 individual squares because it just gives you a better, I can't explain it, so you can see how much clay you're putting on. I mean, you could just lump them together, but I want to do them separate. So you just put in a little drop of clay on each of those, a drop of clay, a drop of alcohol ink. If you can open it. You pulled the whole thing off, babe. Oh dear. Yeah, these Cernit, let me try. These Cernit alcohol inks, they always seem to pull the nozzle with it, and I think that's what you've done on this. So now I can't get it off. There we go. All right, the best thing to do, babe, is put your wet wipe just here. Hold your brush over it. Over it, not on it. And just do a little drop of it. Okay, now brush some of that onto those 2 squares. There's hair in that. Oh dear. Okay, smear it all over because you want it to dry quicker than that. And I think maybe just one more little drop each on there. So once you've smeared your inks onto your clay like that, you're going to let it dry, and then it's going to get passed through the pasta machine to be thoroughly mixed in. Okay, so that's the first colour. That can be moved out of the way to dry. Clean your brush off with some rubbing alcohol over the wet wipe. Give it a rub. Okay, and when you think it's clean enough, get your next colour and do the exact same thing. So we're just going to do that with all 4 colours, guys, but we'll just do one more. Don't pull it, twist it. Okay, smear it in. Pass me that so you don't knock it over.
I wouldn't do that.
smear it in, and then we'll let that dry and thoroughly mix that, and then we'll do the other squares with the other 2 colours. So we've got 2 more colours to go, each with 2 squares of clay, and we'll be back. All right guys, we've mixed the colours all together, so the 2 squares were put together and then they were mixed. We've got all the different colours here. Now we're just going to stack them one on top of the other, any order, it doesn't matter. Kind of line it up a little bit better, please. There we go. Get your roller and roll it, not too thin, not too hard, and then cut it in half and restack. Okay, roll again, flip it over on the other side as well so it catches up with itself. Roll. Okay, that will do. Let's have a look. Let me see. I'll roll it, shall I? Not that it matters a great deal, guys, to be honest. This is not, I mean, you could do a Makume Gane imprint in there if you wanted, and I did do that, but to be honest with you, because it's translucent, the pattern didn't really show, so I'm not even going to bother. But I am going to get you to cut it in half and restack one more time, so you need to do that a total of 2 times. Restack and roll again. Okay, let me see. I'm just going to tidy it up a little bit, okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect because we're literally just going to take slices out of this. So make sure it's stuck down on your tile nice and good. Get your flexible blade, which is that one, this one here. And you're just going to gouge out, but as thin as you can get it. Just gouge slices out. Hold your fingers a little bit closer towards the middle. That's it. And really? Okay, I'll do the first one so you can see. So hold your blade like this and then just gouge. So you're going to be left with you'll see the colours as you go down. Okay, good job, Mr. C. A few more than that. I've got to fill up this piece of backing clay. Nice technique. I'll just take a few more. So that's all you're doing, guys. You're just gouging in so you're getting all those colours all through that you stack together. It's not rocket science, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, I think that might be enough. We'll just move that to one side and bring over the backing clay, and now you're going to lay these pieces. Try not to overlap too much. Doesn't matter if there's a few little gaps, but that's a little bit thick. I'm just going to take that bit off if that's okay. Okay, you can keep going. There's still more pieces. There we go. Let's use that last bit, put that in there. Actually, let's just move that over here, and then you've got a space there. Or tear it up like he did, which is fine. All right, so it's just a mishmash of colours on there, very easy. Get your roller again and give it a good roll and make sure it's nice and smooth. Now I think we might need to burnish this as well once you've done that. That's very vigorous rolling. See, it's not quite smooth enough, so you're going to have to let me do this bit because this Cernit is a little bit sticky. So we're going to pop that on some paper and cover it with another sheet of paper, and I'm just going to grab my steel soap. Let me just grab it, which is this. These are listed in my Amazon storefront, and they're ideal for burnishing, and you can really give some firm pressure on that just to help smooth everything out and make it more level. All right, so lift up the paper to see if it's smooth. Is it smooth?
Nope.
No, it's not. Would you like me to continue with it? All right, so some nice vigorous burnishing, guys. Don't be afraid to press it down. The only thing is you can sometimes get it to stick too much to the paper, so lift it periodically so it doesn't do that. Still not exactly smooth, so I'm just going to keep doing that for a bit longer, and it's quite awkward doing it from this angle. Oh my gosh, that's really lumpy there. That's better, yeah. Just give it another quick roll with the roller. Let me just take it off the paper. Another quick roll. Not too vigorous, because you don't want to thin it out too much. I think that'll be fine. Okay, so now you've got your little easy veneer there. Now we're going to take let me try and think. Yeah, take this stamp, give it a little bit of a damp with a wipe. Actually, I'm going to clean it off because I know there's gunk on there. Get another wet wipe that's a little bit wetter than that. Give it a wipe, so you're just making this a little bit damp so it doesn't pull the clay back up. And then just stamp. Try not to overlap the stamp, so start at the top, start there and work your way down. And you need nice firm pressure with it so it actually gives you a good impression. Yep, that's good. Yep, that's it. So you're just filling up that whole veneer with a stamp. Stamp of your choice. I don't think that went in very deep, did it? Okay, that's better. You can go next to it. Okay. Watch the camera. Try and get another little bit in there. It doesn't matter if it overlaps. We're just creating a pattern on the veneer, and that's all there is to it for this part, guys, other than to cut out your shapes. I'm just going to fill this up a little bit though. Let's see. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so you've got a simple stamp veneer with a lot of different colours coming through, and now we're just going to cut some shapes out. So I've got these ones ready. Let's do a pair of earrings. I'll let you cut wherever you want to. You need an acrylic block. Okay, next one. Okay, all right, let's go with this one, and let's go here with that one. Wait a minute, I just want to see. Yeah, that looks good there. Okay, right, you do the rest then. All right, so you haven't used a lot of clay, guys, but you get quite a few pieces out of it, and I'm sure, let me just double check these have gone through. I always like to give it a little wiggle just to make sure. Okay, lift up the rest of it. And they're going to go in the oven for an hour. Oh, no, that's not it. I'm sorry, guys. Take it off. But what am I talking about? We need to add the Inka Gold. You need to do it on raw clay, like I already said. Derp, derp. Okay, so we have got this, but what I'll probably do with that is just mix it into one solid colour, and it's still a pretty colour. All right, let's transfer these. Sorry, babe. Let's transfer these onto a tile, like so. It's completely off camera, you didn't tell me. All I did was transfer it onto a tile, guys. All right, so I've got these nice and firmly stuck down. Now we're going to go onto this Inka Gold. And like I say, do not put your fingers in it. I'm always tempted to do that, but don't do it. Just make sure it's all in shot. Now Chris is going to get his finger. You don't need, no, a tiny, tiny bit. Start again. You just need a tiny, tiny amount. In fact, move your hand out the way. In fact, guys, I'm just going to use a brush. Like so, you need a little tiny bit, and then you're just going to gently rub it over, and then use your finger to rub it over like so. Okay, tiny bit, you don't need a lot. Just on the patterned area, yeah. You might need a little bit more than that. Rub it, not too hard. Don't rub it hard. I'll show you again, look, tiny bit and then gentle rub. But now we've got that way too coloured, but it's fine, we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Plop a little bit more on this, and you can give it a gentle rub, that's it. And there's a little bit up there that needs doing. Take your glove off. All right, guys, so that's all you do. Just take some of that Inka Gold. Isn't that a gorgeous colour? And just gently rub over, just really to hit the raised areas. This one's a little bit too covered, so take your wet wipe and just rub it back off. It does, no, not that one, this one. It does rub off quite easily, guys, if you make a mistake. Okay, so I think that's good. Let me just double check. Yep, they're looking really nice. So they're the pieces thus far. So I'm going to go and put these in the oven, bake them for an hour, and we will be back for the next step. Right, guys, we're back. These have been baked, and you can see just that very soft shimmer of the blue Inka Gold, or the Petrol Inka Gold. If you just give it a rub with a dry cloth, it'll bring the shine out. Next step then, we need some translucent liquid clay, and we're going to go with the Lagoon Blue alcohol ink again. So I need you to pour out some of that on, straight onto the tile. A bit more than that. A bit more than that. That might be enough, we'll see. And then you're going to add 1 drop of that in there. That's it. Give it, oh, not that one. Let me find a different thing to stir it with. And just give it a good mix with this. Make sure it's completely incorporated. And I think that might be a little bit too dark. You want it very, very slightly tinted. So I'm going to add a bit more liquid clay. Okay, we need to speed things up a bit. Give it a good old mix. So you can see it's just very, very slightly tinted with the blue ink. You don't want it too dark. Okay, let me just grab that wipe. Now take the brush. Let me just show you one time, babe. Right, take your brush, load it with the liquid clay, and then just gently paint it over like so. Try and get in all the grooves. Like so. And then you need to get this last little bit, which is a bit awkward. Just hold it somehow and just do that. Okay, so you do that on each of the pieces, and then you need to go and put them back in the oven for 10 minutes to cure it. You need to hold it. You need to hold it. Don't do the edges if you can help it. Not that it matters a great deal, but okay. And we'll do this last one on camera, and then we'll do the rest off camera. And then we'll go and put them back in the oven for 10 minutes to cure it. Or if you're brave enough, you can cure it all the way with a heat gun, but that does take some practice. And I do have a video on how I do that, so I will leave a link for that. But once they're baked, you will need to go over very quickly with the heat gun just to bring out the shine of the liquid clay. All right, so we'll go and do the rest of those off camera, guys. Bake them, cure them for another 10 minutes, and we'll be back. Okay, guys, so the first coat of the tinted liquid clay is on, and that's what it looks like so far. Next step, we're going to stamp it with some embossing powder, the white one that I showed you at the beginning. We're going to use the same stamp that we used to impress the clay, but for that, I forgot to say, you also need some of this Versamark ink. So I'm going to take that, and Mr. C is going to take the stamp and make sure it's nicely coated with the ink. Okay, and then you're going to stamp it directly onto the piece. Try and think about where you're putting it though. Don't just randomly stamp it wherever. And give it a push. Okay, so that ink's going to leave a sticky mark on there. And then you're going to take the embossing powder and just tip it liberally over the piece where you stamped it. Where did you stamp it?
Right there.
Oh, okay. And then, I'm not doing it for you, then take it and tap the excess off without getting your finger in it. So it's left with the mark there, but as you can see, there's some bits of embossing powder that have got everywhere. All you need to do is give it a good blow. And any bits that you don't want on there, let me get a dry brush. Any bits that you don't want on there, you can just brush it off with a brush before you heat seal it. I'm trying to find a clean brush though. I really need some new brushes. I never clean them properly. Oh dear. Oh, come here. All right, so you're going to be left with a pattern that you've marked on there. I'm just going to rub some of this away, and it comes off really easily with a dry brush. But I think that's mostly good. There might be a few specks on there that I don't want. All right, I'm not going to do all of those on camera, obviously. I'm just going to show you the one. Well, he's just going to show you the one, even though I'm kind of being bossy and interfering. Not yet. You need to heat seal this now. So grab the heat gun. And I'm going to let you do this, but you've got to be serious for this part, because it's right. Turn it to number 6. And I'm just going to show you my heat gun, guys. This is listed in my Amazon storefront. It's this one, and it's got 8 heat settings on it. So if you're going to use this one, oops, sorry guys, you need to set it quite high. So I'm going to set it to number 6. Put it on the lowest speed setting to start with, and just gently hold, not too close, keep a good distance from it, and just keep moving it around, and you'll gradually see that embossing powder change. I'm going to turn it up a notch to number 7. Just keep moving it though, don't let it sit in one area for too long. And you can just see it starting to change now. It's got more sort of metallic and not so bitty looking, if that makes sense. A little bit more over this side. Yeah, bit more, bit more, bit more, bit more, and good, that's it. All right, so it went from that powdery look, now it's gone to this nice shiny look. All right, so we're going to do that on all of the pieces. Ideally at this point you should let this cool down, because we're going to add another coat of the liquid clay that we kind of scooched over here. So I'm just going to bring some back, but it's the same as what we used before for the first coat, and you're just going to put another liberal layer of that on top of there. But ideally you should let this cool down before you do this, but you know, I'm not going to. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. All right, so we're going to go and do this exact same thing on all the other pieces. So we're going to emboss them, and then we're going to add the liquid clay, and they're going to go back in the oven for another 10 or 15 minutes. And then I'll blast them with the heat gun again to bring out the shine, and we will be back. Hi guys, we're back. We've finished them. So Mr. C can show you the first one that he did. So here's this one. Now I wish I could show you the translucency, but I can't find my light anywhere, but they're really nice. Anyway, resined the back, resined and glittered the back, but I didn't mix my own. I used these coloured UV resins, and they've already got glitter mixed into them. You can get a whole box of them, all different colours. I've got these listed in my Amazon storefront, and they're the diamond glitter UV resins from Violet-blueish. So I used those to resin the backs. And before we go any further and show the next pieces, I forgot to say about my cutters. I used these three. These were all from Oh Joy Creations. I'll list her in the description and in the pinned comment. Always check the pinned comment as well, guys. And then the heart one was from Kaylee and Clay, and she's based in England. Oh Joy's based in USA. So I'll leave links in the description and the pinned comments, so make sure you check one or the other. All right, next one then, the heart one, which I think is probably my favourite. Again, resined and glittered on the back. There's that one, and then the triangular one, which actually I think this is my favourite, and you can see a little bit more of the purple showing through on that one. And then the little earrings that he did as well. All right guys, so there's our video for today. It was just a little bit of an extra bonus fun one for you. Mr. C was up to doing one with me, so there you go, there's the pieces. All right guys, thanks for watching, catch you later, bye.